All right. What's going on? How are you, everyone? This is weird, huh? Isn't it weird seeing me like this? So, I'm moved into my new place, but the thing is, I don't have a film studio yet. Um, with doing this move, one of the things I wanted to do was have it's so. I guess I should look. Should I look up here? There's a lot of things I'm trying to cut out. I've been listening to a lot of this stupid, uh, this dumb horror podcast, and the things like people write in stories. And the reason why I listen to it is like, that is so gross. Don't write like that. Then I'm like, okay, that's pretty good. Like maybe you should remember something like or maneuver like that in your writing. And it's actually, like I've told you guys, do stuff and do it consistently, and you will see results. You will see results. You will see them. Other people might not see them. The thing is, that's the point. The point is, you're supposed to see them, not anyone else. It's not anyone else's journey. It's your journey in this world. So that's the key. That's the thing. But what I'm trying to get at is that I don't have a studio yet, and I'm like, well, hell, I have two Mac laptops. Why don't I just, because I have them already, I kind of like, cornered them to each other. Uh, and I'm like, I'll just record and then connect a little inbox. So I'm using a little machine like this to record the audio. Hopefully that didn't mess anything up. It probably did. This whole audio thing probably is not even catching that well. It's testing 1 2. So yeah, like it was like on one. I don't even know if it's louder. It might be too loud now. Who knows? It's just one of these things, and I thought this is better than not doing a podcast. I was it the week that I moved, I didn't do a podcast. But the thing is, like, I had a podcast done and I had it recorded. I just didn't have it edited. And the thing with that was just because I had everything in boxes. I moved and I'm like, okay, I'll be able to get it. And then, like, of course, when you move, nothing goes to plan. Like, well, it went to plan, like, in the sense of moving. That was simple. That was pretty stressless. It was more the fact that, like, then you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna get home the next day and I'm gonna start unpacking. And then you get home and it's a new like location, it's a new thing, and like it's actually there is there is a scientist who did a study. I could say anything at this point now, couldn't I? Like that's like John. That sounds like that's like the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Well, there was this scientist, sleep scientist, and he was talking about how when like you sleep in a hotel or you sleep someplace new, how it is a little different. You don't get as normal sleep as you would, and that's simply because your body's not used to sleeping there. So as a is naturally a defense mechanism, what happens is that your body will naturally not put itself fully into sleep because it has to eventually get used to doing that. Isn't that crazy how our brain works? It's also crazy too that the brain is the only organ that named itself. So that's the thing, and I also feel like that has to be in some sort of book. That has to be in some sort of like kids like funny like fun science facts, but jokey, but told in a joke form. It's just like what it was. But the thing is, guys, I thought I would do this just on a Mac laptop, or not Mac laptop, Mac desktop, and I would record it and I would just try. This is almost like for most people, this is like, well, this is where I'm starting. I'm starting to do a podcast, and I'm like, I have all this stuff to do a real good podcast. This is more or less like kind of a weird flex of like, what can I do to make a podcast? But like, I just don't want to put all the lights like that, and then have to put back in when I move into my film studio. So it's just one of those. It's just first world problems. It's just rough, you know. It's funny things like this where I laugh because I'm like, oh, it might not be as good. Oh no, Like I have a brother who lives in Honduras right now, and he's digging a hole through a fucking mountain to so they can put a highway or a road down. So it's like, whoa, what do I have to complain about? I have absolutely nothing in this world to complain about. Absolutely nothing. And I am just hoping for the love of God that I am recording at a decent level. Because that's the thing is like, what if I don't? What if I just don't and I just mess this whole thing up? And what if this podcast is not great? And then it's like, you guys don't like me. And I'm using a different microphone. I should not be using this microphone. I should just held the other microphone. But this is where we're at. Actually, that's kind of dumb. I should have just held the other microphone because now this whole thing's gonna be. But it's meant to be used and meant to be adjusted. That's what they say. Funny. It's one of the funniest things with me. It's like, I can't use this thing other than for this one specific mode. Because if I use it for anything else, then I'm gonna lose it. How is everything gonna function? This is so stupid. The one thing I will give myself is horribly lit. Because you see, it's like all bright here. This is weirdly, this is kind of dark. This is like you can tell there's some sort of screen coming and bouncing off my skin, and it's like super dark over here. It's like blown out here, super dark over here with a shadow. That's number one rule in film. When you're doing a shot like this, you would not want to have you would. I guess in retrospect, I could do I could do a shot like this if I was doing a scene of like a horror and it's nighttime. I'm trying to represent night. I guess I could, but I would still think that I would go out of my way to light that out of the shot. But that's just me. That's just what I would do. But yeah, this whole adventure of trying to find a film studio has been real fun, but it's also been, well, I mean, kind of half-assing it, which is my fault. This past week, so I'm like, okay, John, get everything fully unpacked at the house. Once you do that, then your next step should be focusing on trying to find a place. Because I can just set up a thing, anything like this. I could easily just put up 4 lights and, have like my 3-point lighting and then plus like have a halo light and be fine. I can be absolutely fine. I can be fine. But again, like, I have to just be like, John, this is, think of like how think of your level of, okay, this is your baseline. Other people's baseline is like maybe down here or it's up there. It could be above you, but the thing is like just be blessed that you can do this like this. Okay, we've talked long enough. Do you guys want to watch a video? You guys want to watch a video? Okay. So I found something weird this week. Actually, my whole algorithm on the Twitter, on the Instagrams, on the Facebook is just showing me the weirdest of things, guys. I have the weirdest stuff. I have all over the board. We're going to see it a lot tonight. This is just a real strong intro to it because this is something I found out when I was working out before I was doing this podcast. I should not have drank that carbonated drink. I'm not going to drink that carbonated drink. All right, here we go.
Both of my children are Lotus birth babies.
Please don't do this. Lotus birth is where your baby is attached to the umbilical cord and its placenta until it decays off, until it falls off. You do not cut the umbilical cord. They have to put herbs and spices on the placenta to mask the smell of decay. This has so many risks, and it is not worth the risks. Your baby is attached to a decaying organ. It is an organ that is just dead. There is no benefits after a few minutes of the baby being born. There is no benefits after that cord stops pulsing and it goes completely white. There is no benefits to keeping a baby attached to its placenta. There are so many risks when you do this kind of birth, when you do this kind of newborn procedure, I don't know if you want to call it that, because the risk of your baby getting sepsis from being attached to a decaying organ is so astronomical and not worth the risk. Please, please don't do this. Please talk to a medical professional.
Welcome to the John Show with your hosts, John Doogie Clouser.
Oh, like I totally messed this up. So if I somehow I'm gonna come back to this whole thing, I actually pushed the space bar when the video was playing, and then the audio of the intro music just like played weird. So I only did that so I'd give myself enough space where I could like cut, and then now I'm back. So it's gonna probably did like a weird cut a little bit just recently, and that's why, because I messed up because I didn't pull down. So I have two computers, two desktops. One is right now recording, and then the other one I have I have Final Cut Pro up. And what I do is I put stuff down on the timeline and I play it, and then that's how I play these videos, and that's how I then are able to do. And then it's already in Final Cut, and that's what I use to edit this podcast. So it's kind of like just easier, and I already have this like basically I already have the folder made for the new episode. But yeah, isn't that weird? Weird, huh? It's like I don't know why we're doing this. It's just why do you want to keep, because that is incredibly gross, and I can definitely see how that's incredibly not healthy to do that to a child, because you're connecting it to a dead organ. It really is, honestly. Yeah, the only reason why you have a placenta, we can even look this up. Would that be a good thing? Okay, we're gonna look this up of what's the purpose of a placenta? What is the purpose of a I've never had to spell placenta my whole life. Placenta. I don't even know how to spell it. Let's see how. Oh, I put placenta instead of P. I meant to put P instead of B. Placenta. No wonder it made no sense. The placenta is a vital organ that performs many functions during pregnancy, including exchanging of substances. The placenta acts as a common system between the mother and the fetus, exchanging oxygen, nutrition, hormones, antibodies, and waste products. Huh. So I guess that's crazy, because that makes me now I have another question. So when a baby poops, then does the mom have to poop? Question. When the fetus, because that's what I should call it, fetus poops, does the mom poop? No, mother does not poop when the fetus poops. The placenta helps the baby remove waste products and get nutrition. So we just read that. A baby's digestive system does not take over until after birth. Then they start consuming breast milk or formula. Baby's first bowel movement is called
Meconium.
A baby's first poop is called meconium. Who knew this? Who knew this? Who knew this? That's so funny to me. Meconium. That's what you call a baby's first. Meconium staining. When the fetus passes meconium before birth, it can stain the amniotic fluid green or brown. This is called meconius staining. It is more common when a baby is past the due date. Interesting. We're just learning stuff here on this podcast. So weird. So weird. So weird. I can't believe. I can't believe this is what we do. I can't believe I learned this meconius. Meconius. Who knew that that's what a baby's... See, that's what's so funny. So sometimes like people are like, John, you should be doing more than this podcast, which is true. This is so true. So true. I'm looking you right in the face. I'm telling you that is so true. But I'm also telling you, you do learn stuff like meconius. You don't learn that anywhere else. You're going to learn that here. Meconius. It's like it's what a baby's bowel movements are. It's our fetus's bowel movement. It's called a meconius. Meconius. So, okay. Well, guys, do you want to get into this week's misconnections? Okay, I guess we should do that, shouldn't we? If you're not familiar, what we do on this podcast is we go on this website called Craigslist. You know Craigslist. It's where you go to get furniture, to find some weird part-time job. Sometimes you just go there. I don't know why anyone else. Maybe to find some like help, someone to do your roof, to work on your roof. I don't know, plumbing. Anyway, we go there. There's this place called Misconnections. And people go on there and they write a connection that they thought they had with someone. And what we do is we just try to help. Hopefully, someone watches this and they will tell 3 people, and they will tell 3 people, and they will tell 3 people. Eventually, you might know this person, or you might know this situation. You might be able to help. We're just trying to help. All right. So this is the first one. What the hell? Okay, two. I know, we're just trying to figure things out here. Okay, open link. Okay, first one. And it was taken down because it was fake. It's always good when, like, I just did this no more than 2 hours ago. I found the whole list of what I wanted to read, and here we are, and the first one was taken down. Okay, next one. First one. Let's go. It's called Applebee's. It was really good to see you, Liz. I don't think I'd ever see you again. That was sad. That was hauntingly sad, you know? Do you ever feel like that? Has anyone ever had that? You go and you have like that final like interaction with somebody that you've been around for a long time, and then like you just know that most likely you're never gonna do it. What's weird is like when I had like really cool weird jobs. I've had some really cool weird jobs, and so we were all just connected to the city because of the job, and it's just like a random like gig job, and you guys have a great time. It's like on film sets and stuff, and you're from Kansas City, like I'm from Kansas City, someone else is from Chicago, and like you guys have like this weird interaction, and like you guys make this art, and then after 4 days, like they go back to Chicago, you back to Kansas City, and you never see them ever again. It's one of the weirdest things in the world. It's one of the weirdest like it's almost like things like that are what make me like simulation, man. Like this is all goddamn simulation, because that sounds like such a video game way of things being, but it is what it is. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Next one, All right, this is long. Got it rough. Got it rough, North Kansas City. Guys that have their life together, put kids first and take care of responsibilities, sure have it rough anymore. Where are the women that want us? Wouldn't you rather have security instead of being uneasy, loyalty rather than cheating, real rather than fake? Building a future is so much more rewarding than just here and now. 41, white male, I'm assuming, WM, wanting more over this. Please actually have time to go out and be emotionally available if you respond. I don't read all of these. I just kind of read the lot. I read the title and I kind of go from there. If it's like, okay, and if it's long, even better, because I'm like, this is gonna be off the fucking hinge. But it's like they all have this certain kind of cadence. Have you noticed that? Um, like biblical writers, people who write about like like religion, they have a certain kind of cadence. Stand-up comedians kind of sometimes, for the most part, have a certain kind of cadence, and people who write on Craigslist have a certain kind of cadence as well. All right, next one, next video, next thing. Okay, the hot grandma at QT Overland Park. If you're not familiar with the Kansas City metropolitan area, QT. It's actually more. It's like the Midwest. It's like up north as well, and down. I don't know if it goes down south. Quick Trip. It's called Quick Trip. It's a gas station. It's kind of like our version of Bucky's, but tinier. Like like maybe like 1/100th the size of it. It's so tiny. It's compared to like what Bucky's is. Bucky's is this huge thing. This is like trying to be Bucky's, but just like we don't got time for that. But they're very like hardcore. Like you can't have any tattoos. If you have tattoos, like arm tattoos, you have to wear sleeves. Your shirt always has to be tucked in. You can't have any earrings if you're a guy. Your hair has to be cut a certain way. If you're a dude, if you're a girl, your hair has to be pulled back a certain way. It's just a really crazy thing. It's just one of those weird random jobs, but they're like privately owned, so they can do what the fuck they want. And as long as they say privately owned, you can't fucking sue them. So here we go. The hot grandma at QT over the park. I was just talking to my friend the other day. I'm like, yeah, dude, if I get with a really good looking, like 45-year-old woman, that'd be awesome as hell. I don't know. For the story, I guess. I don't know why anywhere else I would do it. Even though you're apart, even though we're years apart, you're 65 plus years old. Your body caught my attention. I was the tall guy you had a brief convo with. Message me if this rings a bell. It's not going to. She's too old. She's definitely not going to read that. Not at all. Not even one. Not one bit, dude. Not one bit. Not one bit. No. Daytime email chat friend, Kansas City. Looking to chat to break up the daily monotony. WF, white female, maybe? White female, no tricks. Please be able to write in complete sentences. Interest in art and film is a plus. Hope to hear from you. I should start emailing this girl. This would be hilarious. Be like, hey, I was doing a podcast and I do Craigslist misconnections, and this might be the only time this actually worked. I should do it. Okay, so we go to the next one. Man, we keep getting these damn alerts. I should have never turned on my notifications for all my apps. Should have never done it. Never should have done it. Never. All right, lost my late night buddy, South Kansas City. Lost my late night buddy that would stop by and we would play with the joysticks. Gay. No, they were gay. They were doing gay stuff. I'm not saying it's gay. I'm just saying what they were doing was gay, which is fine. Who cares? But they're posting about it, so I'm going to talk about it. So enjoy this. Loved how smooth they were. Wish she would stop by again right now. It's 1 a.m. playtime. Some things make you feel gross, doesn't it? I just itched. 'Cause I'm like, ugh, gross. Gross. I think that's the last one too. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the last one. Yeah. So that was Craigslist misconnections this week, guys. Fun stuff. Fun stuff. So, but we have like 3.5 minutes, so I can probably play. I don't know. Should we even do any videos this week? Does it matter? Because like it'd be easier for me because it's less work because I don't have to sync up the video to the video. You know what I mean? The video to the audio video. If we just sit here for the next 3.5 minutes, well, guys, isn't this weird? This feels like I feel so cheap doing it like this. I feel like a cheap whore because I'm so used to being so flamboyant with my lighting, and not just in the sense of like doing way more than need be. But we're just doing this podcast, and it's fascinating that I'm doing it like this. Hopefully the video turns out all right. If you see this, then it did. If I don't show the videos now, I can see them for the next video, and I can, if you guys make it feel better, I can start the video be the first thing. Show you all these videos. I guess I could do that. What's wrong with it? It's my show. I can do whatever I want. But yeah, hope you guys are doing well, doing swell. The football season is on. Oh gosh, week 2. Can you guys believe that Bryce Young got benched already? I feel so bad for the guy. I know he hasn't done anything to prove that he's anywhere decent of a quarterback, but he also plays for Carolina. So what I don't know what you guys want, what they want. Oh man, I really wanted to root for the coach because he gave up on that guy so quick, even though he didn't draft him. So I shouldn't be upset by him because it's not his fault. He's just like, well, it's not working out, buddy. It's not working. Is that wild? That's wild. He lasted 18 games, but Daniel Jones got a second contract, and he's about to start his, I think, 56th start this week, something like that. Something wild. Something real wild. God, football. But it's back. The Steelers are 2-0, even though I stopped following them, really. My Rams are completely falling apart. Chiefs are 2-0. God, they just play down to their competition all the damn time. They just love doing that. It's one of the funnest things for them. What else? Tyreek Hill got arrested. It's because I've been gone for like 2 weeks. I went on vacation. I went out to the Poconos. Okay, I'm sorry. I went down to enjoy some time. Some R&R, relaxation. So I have about 35 seconds left on this podcast, guys. So I think this is where we're going to end. If you guys watch this, God bless you. Hopefully this turned out right. Yeah, this is going to probably be like this for the next 2, maybe 3 episodes. And then we'll be in a new place. Yeah, we'll go from there. All right. I'll see you guys on the next episode, I guess. This is odd. So easy to do. So easy. All right.